What's going on, guys? It's Sam with Sam's Man Tree Service. Today I'm doing a video of my Ditch Witch SK800. I've gotten a lot of people asking me about how I like this machine, and I'd rather just send them a link, be like, here's how I like it. So the reasons why I bought this was I was sick of hiring so many people or having manpower on the job and manpower not on the job, and the machine outperforms, I would say, 3 guys. So this replaces 3 guys. It picks up tons of weight. And some of the benefits of having this machine with this grapple for tree work wise is roping. You don't know how much time we save with having this machine on site and not having to go get the porter wrap. And honestly, you save a few minutes, and on every job a few minutes means a lot. With these, you can use this machine as a small crane. If you set up ropes and pulleys and trees, you can lift branches, and people don't realize that. I've actually done like 2 crane jobs with this, where we had high tie-ins on other trees. So works really well. Another thing is moving logs. Moves logs really well. This grapple is good for anything in my area. If you do work with some bigger trees, you might want the bigger grapple that they do sell. Another thing is branches, feeding chippers. It is sweet. I use it to feed the chipper more than I do pick up logs in all reality, because if I'm working a tree, this one's not too big, but let's say if I'm working this tree and we're in the backyard, obviously, I can, rig all this out if it was bigger, let's say, and I can have my groundy here just piling up branches for the machine instead of dragging branches away and away and away and away. He could just take one giant pile when we're all done. So machine saves time a lot. Loading trucks with logs is also way easier. So benefits of the Ditch Witch versus the other brands. Now here's the reasons why I bought this machine versus the other. First thing is the speed. It is faster. I've been told that the Vermeers are governed, and I've been told the other brands aren't really worth looking at. I like the Vermeer, and I like this one. I did choose this one over the Vermeer because of that. Also, they have had issues online. I've been seeing people breaking these off the Vermeers and other brands. At least in this class of machine. I can't speak for the bigger Vermeers, and I can't speak for the bigger Ditch Witches. But I did see issues, and I didn't see any issues with these. Another thing is the track system. This is a hydraulic cylinder in these tracks, so all you gotta do is you take this off, you put your grease gun in there with a fitting that they give you, and you pump the track out if you need to tighten your track. The other brands are still using a bolt and nut style, which is awful. The bolt will seize, and you're working in dirt. I mean, it's gonna seize and get crusty and rusty. Hydraulic cylinder never does. Another thing is no grease fittings. There's not a single grease fitting other than on the tracks, on the track expansion on this machine. They use like a graphite bushing almost, and that helps a lot because, hey, even if you have greasable tracks or a greasable machine, you still need to replace the bushings and pins every about 1,500 hours, and Ditch Witch says you still need to replace these around 2,000 hours. So by the money you save and not buying grease, the time you save and not greasing the machine, and the downfall if you forget to grease your machine. If you forget to grease your machine for like a few months, you're gonna have roller wear, you're gonna have wear, and you could cause damage. So with this setup, it's bulletproof. You get them replaced. Yeah, I think they said like $800 to replace all the bushings on the machine, but that's a thing you do once in this machine's life. The bushings are going to outlast the machine almost. You're going to replace them once and done. Another thing I went with is the serviceability of this machine. So you pop this hood open. Everything's remote access. This cover that says Ditch Witch, that comes off. Free tools. You just pull it up. And your fuel filter's there. Your oil filter's there. Hydraulic filter's there. Air filter's there. All ready to go. Battery's right there with a battery disconnect. And then right here you also have your hydraulic disconnect up there, so if you ever need to pull this machine with another machine because you get stuck or something, disconnect the pump, you could drag the tracks. This is a shut off, so if you leave this machine outside in super cold weather, you shut the pump off, turn the motor on, let the motor warm up, then turn the pump back on. And your other filter right here, and your linkages here. Other than that, everything's dust covered. This machine, so I think that's all. The fuel tanks are covered as well from damage and branches, which is really helpful, because we do smack this thing around, and sometimes branches jump up where they're not supposed to. 25 horsepower Kubota diesel, non-turboed, works great. I really don't think this machine needs any more power. It is phenomenal on its own for the application that we do. We're not using too many high power attachments. We use forks, a bucket, and the grapple, and sometimes an auger. So no issue there. But if you were going to run like a stump cutter or maybe like an auger all the time, I might want to jump up to another machine with more power. But this fully loaded, you know, you can have the biggest branch you can lift with 2 guys on the back, and this machine will go up and down any hill. It doesn't matter. The 2 joysticks I like a lot as well. No screen display, which I like on this model because there's nothing to mess up. 2 buttons, glow plugs, parking brake, key. That's all you need. I also like the setup. The lever's right here. As you're running this machine, you'll just use both of these simultaneously. Super easy. Throttle is a button or a big lever too. My only complaints with this machine: fuel tank capacity. I wish it was a little bit more. And in all reality, I wouldn't mind if they extended the tanks out a little bit more. You get a little bit more counterweight that way too. But there's probably reasons they don't do that, which is fine. But I wish we had a little bit more fuel capacity. It's like 9 gallons or 10 gallons. I fill this up once every 2 to 3 days, which is kind of a bummer because none of my other machines or trucks need to be filled up that much. I find myself a lot of times taking this through the diesel pump because of that. That's not a big issue. 9 gallons is plenty, but I personally wish there was more. I got the wide track. I really suggest getting the wide tracks, guys, because they don't tear up lawns as much, and you don't have to plank in as much. The only difference between this machine and the 1050, everyone asks about the 1050. 1050 is like another $9,000. It's the next size up, and the only difference in the machines are the motor. You're paying another $9,000 for another 15 horsepower, I believe. The 1050 does lift more with a weight kit, but this machine's the exact same frame. You could get the weight kit on this machine, which I have. So let's pick up some logs real quick, and let's see what she can do. I don't have too many. These are all fresh cut silver maple. Yeah, so there's some heavy stuff in here, but yeah, let's see what it could do. So these logs, now you see the machine was tipping. I'll tell you right now, these logs only weigh probably 300 for the bottom and maybe like 100 for the top, 200. So that's only like a 500-600 pound log, but what people don't realize is the leverage out here. It's like a big pry bar, so that weight's actually almost at the machine's max. Now there are ways to change this and make it work better. Is you spin the grapple sideways, so then the weight's all right here versus out there. I could tip this machine over right now if I just put my hand there and just go, but that wasn't even full throttle. Machine's super productive, and the live hydraulics are super nice. So that's another reason I went with this machine. The hydraulics are all live, so there's no computer or there's no sensors that tell you, oh, you could do that, or oh no, or you know, it's just live. Right when you hit the button, you know you're gonna get something going, or right when you hit the lever. What else? Basically, I mean, yeah, this machine is sweet. I would definitely buy another one. I think I'd actually even buy the same model. I won't even upgrade because it does everything we need. A review about the grapple, people say, listen, the hoses are annoying. Yes, I get it. They do flop around and stuff, but they're also easy to maintenance. If you ever pop a hose or hose breaks, you just pull them out, plug them in, put new ones in. Another thing is with these hydraulics, because like I said, other companies have their hydraulics governed. This machine, since it has no governing on the hydraulics, I don't believe it does. It doesn't feel like it does. You can pull whatever the machine weighs. So I believe this machine's 3,200 pounds as equipped with the grapple. You can pull 3,200 pounds with it. The tracks aren't going to lose traction on most surfaces, but I think August Hunnicky did a video with the enforcer on it about how much a mini skid can pull, and that helps a lot when you're dropping trees or pulling stuff out of backyards or skidding small logs or whatever it is. But I really love this machine, and I'd definitely buy another one versus the other companies. I've even used the Bobcat one, which I was not a fan of. It just seemed clunky. It did not seem like it was working like it should. And another thing is, you're at the will of a Bobcat dealer. Here's the other thing with Ditch Witch, and I love about them, and I love and I hate about them. They're not a dealership. You buy directly from Ditch Witch. They don't have companies that sell for them. It's Ditch Witch. You want a Ditch Witch SK800, you call Ditch Witch. You don't call some dealership or, hey, that dealer sucks. So there are discrepancies with that. Sometimes a regular dealer is going to treat you better than an entire company. So there are benefits and downfalls. This machine is equipped, you know, anywhere from, depending on who you're buying it from and your state and stuff and your relation with Ditch Witch, you may get the machine for, I don't know, I think the pricing anywhere I've heard was like 27 grand, and that's like a bulk pricing if you're buying a multiple 800s, but you're getting that like 27 grand all the way up to like 30,000 is known for these machines. And you know, if I would rather have a more superior machine that's going to make me more money and less downtime than to pay an extra or less, say $500, $1,000. I'd personally, for something like this, have the best of the best. We've increased efficiency on the job, so we used to only be able to do 1 or 2 jobs a day. Now we could do 4 to 6 jobs a day, and my back doesn't hurt really much at all. Another thing you could do with these things is firewood, like what we're doing right now. Instead of cutting the wood on the ground, on the rocks and stuff, boom, 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 it speeds up firewood as well. And we also have like the forks for the totes and stuff, and then we have a bucket that we do like stump cleanups with and stuff. But I absolutely love the machine. I'm gonna buy another one. I've owned this for about 4 or 5 months. I'm at 119 hours. I've already done the maintenance. And oh, one more thing, guys, before we forget. I love the Ditch Witch service from the departments. So what that means is I was calling around trying to get parts for this. It was like the maintenance kit, you know, and I was trying to, you know, buy off-brand and save some money. I couldn't find the right numbers for filters and oil and this and that. And I called Ditch Witch, and the guy's like, hey man, we're actually way cheaper. And he's like, yeah, so for me to go buy the maintenance kit from like AutoZone or wherever with a discount, commercial discount, it was like $125. And I called Ditch Witch, and for the filters and the hydraulic oil and like everything, it was like $98 for 2 sets shipped to my door next day air. So I got 2 sets of filters, 2 sets of all the filters really, and I got like a thing of the hydraulic oil for like $98 shipped to my door. So I like that part of them. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope this answers some questions that people are asking me. I think I went over everything. Not much else. The fuel consumption depends on how you run it, so I'm not even gonna get into that. I get like 2 to 3 days out of a full tank of serious tree work. I get like a week out of like just small little tree work, I guess. Pine trees, I guess. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, and check out the new videos I'm going to be posting.